In this video today, I'm going to go through this cart. This is my teacher cart. I homeschool my kids and it's the start of summer. So I'm going to take everything off, organize it what I need for summer because we do school year round, and then save stuff for the fall and figure out what needs to be stored away permanently, what needs to be decluttered into the trash. My kids also have individual carts for their schoolwork. I have a 6th grader, a 5th grader, and a 3rd grader finishing right now, and so I'm looking at 2 middle schoolers and 1 elementary schooler in the fall. Welcome to the channel. My name is Erica Lucas and I share videos about decluttering, cleaning, and organizing my home. This is episode 8 in a series called One Shelf Sunday, in which I tackle a shelf, a bin, a category, a section of the countertop on a weekend and share it with you. This has resonated very well with the viewers here on this YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. In that it's small, manageable, and something we can all accomplish. And I love the comments about things that you guys are doing at the same time you're watching me do my One Shelf Sunday, and how you guys are tackling your homes one shelf at a time too. Sitting at this kitchen table has been how I have accomplished most of the One Shelf Sundays, where I pile everything onto our kitchen table because it forces me to deal with it. We use this table often enough daily that I cannot leave stuff on here. So it forces me to make decisions and to finish the project, which has been really helpful. Sideline motivation to be able to do these things is that it forces me to deal with it. I can't just move it and move the clutter around and ignore it again. I've got to do something with it. Even if it's putting it back sometimes, that's okay too. I've at least attempted to do that. I started by clearing off the cart and organizing and sorting as I went. Things I knew I wanted to go back on the cart, things I knew needed to go elsewhere, and just made piles. And anything that was unknown, I'm like, I don't know what I want to do with this. I just put it to the side on the table and didn't let it slow me down. Because when I start to think about, oh, where does this want to go? That's not the right stage to be thinking about those questions for me, where I just need to get everything off, get this cart clean, then I can decide what goes back on, and then I can decide what to do with the rest. When I make decisions early in the process, when I'm just starting to sort and declutter and clean something off or a shelf off, it slows me down, and I don't want that. It might even stall my progress. So I focus on getting everything off of the shelf that I am wanting to tackle for One Shelf Sunday, and then deal with all the stuff later. Now, having said that, I took on a project here, my teacher cart, that I did not have time to take on this day. I thought I had about 45 minutes to knock this cart out. I did not. I ended up with less than 20 minutes because I just miscalculated when we needed to leave the house, which you can see the realization on my face in this moment that I ran out of time. So I put everything onto the dining room table so that this table was available. The dining room table is currently being held and occupied for a Monopoly game. And when we got back home, I finished the project. You can see I had to wear a different outfit for the thing that we had to go to. And so I moved everything back onto the kitchen table. I really wanted to finish this project. Sometimes I get distracted enough or I lose my motivation and interest in something, and I really don't want to finish it. But this particular project has been on my mind for about a month. I wanted to get it ready for summer school that we do. Math, reading, writing, and any electives that they're interested in. And so I knew I had a bunch of summer materials that we hadn't broken out yet, and I wanted to get that organized. The teacher cart also got very cluttered with stuff throughout the school year as that happens. And I wanted to get a lot of these things off because visually it's parked right next to my kitchen table because that's mostly where we meet up for school. And I didn't want it sitting there doing the silent beckoning that it needed to be done. So I really wanted to tackle it, and I was motivated to finish it this day. And in this little brown cardboard case, I have all things that I regularly use for teacher supplies, and then I had some stuff off to the side that I wanted to put in our office supply stash. And I started putting stuff back onto the cart, and the top is the stuff I access the most. The middle one is stuff I need to access easily. I just need to reach my hand in and grab my pencil case. Books go up on top just because it's easier to get the books out. And then anything extra goes on the bottom. I'm also going to put my middle schoolers through a bit of a media literacy course this summer that I'm creating for them, of just ways to think critically about consuming media, social media, news, the internet, now that they're researching papers and stuff, and just ways that you can question the source and how you should perceive information. What are the right things to share out with friends and family, and just get them a little more versed in the rights and wrongs of media literacy. They're growing up with it. It's not something I grew up with, but I feel like there's some ethics, and now with the involvement of AI into everything, I just want to make sure that my kids and I are on the same page when it comes to that stuff. This summer, we're also focusing huge on multiplication. I'm going to have the 4th grader, 6th grader, and 7th grader. So I just wanted to really cement down that. So I have a lot of games for multiplication. And then my middle schoolers are going to put some focus on writing essays this summer. And we're just going to do that in fun ways in a workbook. And then their regular math that they do year round. So that's our plan for summer. It's pretty light. It takes less than 30 minutes in the summertime for them to knock out any of their schoolwork. These little mini projects have also been very good for my brain. My daughter said something the other day. We actually pulled everything out of her room and only put back what she wanted in there. And she said at the end, when we were finished and just everything was in its spot and there was not a lot of anything left anymore. I mean, like 200 things she took out of her room. She said, my brain feels so nice when she was in her room. So I know what that feeling is like. And I have that after I do these one shelf Sundays and I get a little bit organized. And here we are, we're ready for summer. The cart has a lot less stuff on it and it's very easy to access everything I need. The next thing I need to tackle is their carts. I'm actually going to do that with them. It's a skill I think they're still developing. So I am going to sit with each kid and pull off everything from the last school year that they don't need on there anymore, preserve anything for the portfolios, and then just have their summer stuff and their fall stuff on there. And that'll be a lot easier for them too, because it's just a lighter load. I've actually been shoving things onto their cart for this summer. We have a middle school reading list with our library, and I challenged them to read it, and I assigned stars to it. We use a star system for rewards on the skylights in our house. So I assigned some stars for some books that are definitely stretch for them and out of the scope of what they've read before. So I wanted them to read something new and challenge themselves, but also like just give them a reward for trying something new. And then the rewards they can cash in for stuff that is in the rewards list in Skylight. So I shoved all those onto the cart too. So we need to get their carts organized so that they are ready for summer. And then we'll do this again in a couple months in August when we need to get ready for fall. Thanks for being here with me today. And here's another video to watch next.